Siman Kuf Paytas Hilkos Precot in the laws of assisting in the loading and unloading of an animal. Misha Paka Badarach. Somebody meets another person on the road. Behemto Revetzes Tachas Masai, and as the Apostle describes to us, and the animal is suffering under its burden. Whether the burden, the weight, was too much in the beginning or was an appropriate weight. That's a judgment we're not called upon to make. How is there mitzvah aside? It's still a mitzvah to help. If right, may allow to unload the animal. Shnema azov to azovim. The pasuk in Shemais, you got to help with the owner. And after he's helped unload the animal, he shouldn't walk away. We should go and help him to reload the animal again. To reload it again, if appropriate. In other words, it's safe for the animal to do so. You have to help him get it up again. If he just walked past, didn't help either unload or load, say he has not performed a mitzvah say, but other mitzvahs and also transgressed the loisa say of loisira as chamar achicho, which is the pasuk in Devarim, where you walk past and ignore the animal that needs help. There are actually two mitzvahs involved in relation to the animal, plus generally the mitzvah of helping to alleviate the sal b'alechaim of the animal. Base parak v'tan v'chos of an ofla. If he helped to unload the animal and then reloading it, and then it came off again, the load came off again. He has to help again by even 100 times. Azov to azov. Pasuk continues, azov to azov, you must help. The repetition of the phrases indicates continuous help. As I say, you have to be careful with this because of the question of Zab. You should therefore walk with him the distance of a parasol, which is around 2.5 to 2.8 miles, to see Shami maybe he'll need further help. And in Kain Amala Balamasa, except if the owner says, I don't need any more help from you. Gimel, mitzvahs pri you have to do this mitzvah with no charge. That's the mitzvah of unloading. You don't have to, you mustn't charge for, but the mitzvah of reloading can be charged for. It's permitted to charge. And also for going with him, he can ask the other person for payment. Mainly the reason for this is because reloading it is a normal service, whereas unloading it is to alleviate the suffering of the animal, which you cannot require payment. What happens if the same happened to a non-Jewish person? If the non-Jewish person was leading the animal, whether the load that the donkey animal is carrying belongs to a Jew or non-Jew, in this case, he only has the duty to unload if the animal is under the weight of the load, because of the mitzvah of alleviating the suffering to the animal. And he's also allowed to charge him but to reload, he doesn't have to help him do that. Unless there's a question of Ava, which is a concept in halacha where it applies, where it will cause hatred and not animosity between Jew and non-Jew. If he says, I'm not going to do it, then he isn't chayav to do it. We found this in other aspects of halacha. But if there's only a Jewish person who's leading the animal, chayav gam ken litzon, he has to help in reloading Mishum Tzar Yisrael, because of the difficulty that's being experienced by the Jew. If the animal belongs to a Jew, but the burden, the load is a non-Jew, he has to help him reload because of the stress that it will cause to the Jewish person by not having his animal reloaded. So we're balancing here the mitzvahs in relation to the animal with the mitzvahs relating to the other person, as against the mitzvahs where they don't necessarily apply to the other person, and trying to find an appropriate path where you are chayav or not chayav to do the various mitzvahs. Ksiv. Another halacha. When you see the donkey of somebody else which is crouching under its load, Soinezer mi Yisrael, but it says that the person is chamara soinacha, the donkey or animal of your enemy. And the soine, the enemy, is Yisrael. Yisrael, soine Yisrael. Famous question: how can a Jew hate another Jew? How can you have an enemy? Because of Omer, you're not allowed to hate another person. Aruch Chachamim say, going to Levadoi, it's talking about the hatred emanates from the fact that the other person has been warned and not to do a certain serious avera, and he nonetheless went ahead and did it, then is considered to be a wicked person. And then Harry mitzvah lisnois shiata shuva v'yoshem. Then there is a mitzvah to hate the other person and in order to put on sanctions so that he will be persuaded to not continue with his avera. But even if not done teshuva, and then the famous Chazal if he finds the animal and the person with too heavy a burden, mitzvah lifrot v'litan immobile and chanu b'kach. You shouldn't leave him in any case. Because he will linger on the road for the sake of looking after the animal, and he will come into a danger of atorek pida on nafshos Yisrael. So, though he's wicked, the Torah nevertheless is concerned for his life. Bein Rishon, bein tzadikim, because there are people who are connected to Hashem, ma'aminim be'ikar das, and believe in the basic faith of Judaism. Shnema emar aleim chalim Hashem lakim im achba b'meitz Rasha. We say this in Yom Kippur. Hashem made a shura. I do not desire the death of the wicked one. B'shuv Rasha u'medarako hara. Rather, he changes from his ways b'chaya that he may live. So this teaches us that there's a value even in the life of a person who's not, who's done an avera, being warned, etc. And Hashem does not wish him to die. So if this is a question, one is obligated to assist the person in order to save his life. And again, nowadays it's difficult, even if the situation arose, to justify a person turning away on that the other person is a rasha, has done such a sin, because most people know and understand, etc. So the Kitzur now introduces a halacha which is related when we see another traveler in distress. B'nei chavura, person who is a member of a group, that occurred to one of them that the animal which he was using, the legs of the animal were not well. They were wobbly, they were not performing correctly. The rest of the group that are traveling together can't leave the other person, to leave him alone on the road. If his donkey is fallen, and he can't go at all, they are allowed to separate from him. And don't have to wait for more than a reasonable time. Similarly, groups are traveling together in a convoy, and something happens to one of them, they're required to delay the journey a small amount of time to fix it. If only a reasonable, small, modest amount of time is required to fix the problem, can be with a car as well, then the other people are not allowed to separate from him. But if it's a lengthy period of time, then they are allowed to. But I will say that here also there are situations that if it would lead to a sakanas nefashos, then it would not be allowed to leave the other person behind, even if it involved more time because of the mitzvah of lo samod adam re'acha.